Hello everybody, Torgal here, and welcome back to Modsauce 2. Today's episode, and probably the next one also, are gonna be not just a regular Modsauce episode, but also somewhat a Nuclear Craft spotlight on that mod called Nuclear Craft. There is not a lot of information out there, so I figured that, while we're setting up all these different reactors and processing machines and so on, it would be nice to make a spotlight out of it. So if anybody else wants to get started with this mod, it might be helpful to them. So behind us, you guys see, I'm back here in the desert age that I made with RF tools for our mechanism reactor. And in front of me, I made a new building here. I excavated a little big in the beginning, and I built this right here. I wanted to have a strong building. Okay, that's why all this is out of obsidian and the floor is out of compressed sand, because explosions might happen, who knows, and I wanted to make sure that hopefully it will be contained within this building here. And all I did is run ME over here, and I got a few machines that we'll go over in a second. And I even put a interface terminal and a pattern terminal here, because there's a lot of things that I wanted to automate to help me with this episode. And that way I don't need to go back to our main workshop over and over just to put the patterns in. I can do it from right here. All right, so Nuclear Craft. Right here, tons of stuff. The first things, if you updated to the recent version that added Nuclear Craft, you should probably reset your mining age from Aroma. And that way you generate these new ores. There's a thorium ore, a uranium ore, silver, lead, tin, and lithium, and boron. But these are the new ones here that you will need here: boron, lithium, thorium, and uranium. These other ones here, you probably have from other packs already, including the copper. All right, there's the first thing that you need to make is a heavy-duty workspace. Now, the idea behind this is pretty cool. It's a 4x4 crafting grid. But my first gripe with this is you put something in here, you close it, it pops out. Just like a vanilla crafting table, which I'm not a big fan of. I really hope that the mod author is going to change this so it keeps the items in it. It should act as a like a crafting station from Tinkers. It should act like an inventory. There's no reason in today's times with modded Minecraft to have these things pop out. So that would be really nice if that was changed. And the other thing is, I did off camera already. First I made a crusher, which is this convection power grinder, which is just flint. And all these patterns that I show you, I taught the ME system so I can make these quicker. And then you also need the iron plating, which is iron. Around a block of iron makes you 32 of them, so it's not expensive. And that makes you the regular crusher, which is coal powered. And then there is also a metal furnace, which is 8 of these plates. Again, it's coal powered. And then I made the upgraded version of that, the electric one, which is the metal with more plating and redstone, and the same for the electric crusher. And these are the two machines over here. Disregard the Enrichment Factory for 1 second. This guy is a crusher. That's what it says, and you need that, for example, to make crushed lapis. Right here. You can use a grindstone. You can use a mechanism crusher. And this is the one from Nuclear Craft, when you see this in the middle different. So this is the regular, you see, you can crush it down, or then there's also the electric crusher, which I don't know how much RF it takes. And the same for the furnace. This is just a furnace. And you guys see here, I put 8 speed upgrades in each one of them. And these speed upgrades are crafted in the Heavy-Duty Workspace with just 4 lapis around one of these iron platings. So they're quite cheap to make also. And I don't know what the max is of these upgrades. I put 8 in here, and it's really fast. It's almost instant. And the Enrichment Factory I put here, you can just take a regular enrichment... what is it called? Enrichment Chamber. That's what it's called. And that is for processing the things like lithium, boron, and it's simply so you can double the ore. If you just smelt it, you always get 1, and the enrichment chamber you actually get 2. And the pulverizer gives you the mechanism lithium dust, which is actually very nice. It would have been really helpful to have this, because if you guys remember, we needed to use this stuff right here. We needed to use the, what is this called again? I keep forgetting the names. It's been a while. The liquid lithium. And we needed to use that in a chemical crystallizer to make this lithium dust here. You guys remember that? So that is actually, you can save all this if you just want lithium dust, which is pretty crazy. That would save us, would have saved us a lot of time if we had that before. So again, this enrichment factory here is only simply so I can double the boron, lithium, thorium, and uranium. And just to show you guys real quick, I set up 4 of these patterns here to do this for us. And then in the crusher, I set up only a pattern for the lapis. And then the smelting, of course, we're making these. Now this one here is different, the tough alloy ingot. And that is made by smelting this tough alloy dust, which is made out of lead dust, pulverized coal, iron dust, and crushed bronze. And also the universal reactant. You need a lot of this, which is simply a pattern in the ME for crushed lapis, sugar, and redstone. So I just wanted to get this out of the way. I don't want to spend time on, you know, how you get the ore. NEI will tell you everything when it comes to that, but I just wanted to round up, you know, what have I made so far. So now, let's get started with the first power that is like the basic power, okay? And it's this reaction generator right here, which you make in the Heavy-Duty Workspace with 4 of these. And then 8 redstone and 4 basic platings, like that. And that is the reaction generator. And I just made 10 of this crushed uranium with the Enrichment Factory, so I get 10 of these right here. And this is what is going to power this. I believe there is possibly other fuels. We can try it real quick. And it's like a... Click here for help with the mod. Okay. So this is a reaction generator right here. And as far as I know is we need the crushed uranium here. You guys see that just gave us 2,500 of this uranium. And on the other side, I believe we need... Yes, I need to get some of that real quick. At nuclear, I think we need this stuff right here. Then the universal reactant. Now, this is all new to me, so let's put 1 in here and see how much power this generated. So that filled this up. And right here, check this out. It's 500 RF a tick. I'm going to use these capacitor banks just so we can actually see how much the output is. I found that very convenient right here. You guys see I have a energy trash can over here, so I could, you know, put this next to it to get rid of all the energy, because otherwise it's hard. But that is pretty good. I mean, we had 2,500, which was 10 of them, so you get 150 of that. I guess I should have really figured out how much you get for 1 and 1. Why don't we do that real quick? It don't matter. Let me get this guy and empty it real quick. Again. And we'll just get 1 crushed uranium to make this actually easier to see. Right there. So let's make 1 of these and 1 of these. And again, this is very cheap. I mean, this is just, you get 2 of these if you can double your ore, which you can in the grindstone, even early game. And the other stuff here was really not, you know, just a little redstone, little pulverized coal and lead. And that's pretty much it. That's actually quite cheap, if you think about it. So let's put this down again and change this. Yep, this is already over. Let's put this guy back. And let's just put 1 and 1. And let's see how much this is going to make us overall. So we generated 2.5 million RF on that 1 crushed uranium right here. And we still have some of that universal reactant left in here at 500 RF a tick. That is incredibly powerful, guys. Borderline overpowered, honestly, especially for how cheap it is. Yeah, you need to do some mining, and if you play on progression packs or something, you need to get to the mining level first to get the redstone, lapis, and lead and stuff, but seriously, that's it. And the only other thing is you need to make this guy right here, which requires you to have some sugar and bronze. But seriously, this is really easy to build. You can probably make one of these on day one if you're putting your mind into it. So that is a really powerful machine. I'm impressed by it. So the next thing we need to make here for this mod is the Isotope Separator. Apparently we need this a lot, which is basic plating, tough alloy, and this stuff here. Let me see if I can remember this now. Unfortunately, you cannot shift click with any eye into this. There it is. And I'm gonna guess this is gonna require power, so I set all this up over here. Yes. Again, it needs speed upgrades. Let me make these quick. No, what was it again for the speed upgrades? I should probably make more of these. Iron plating, yes. Let's just get the iron plating and get some lapis. Not slapis, just lapis. And make a few more of these. Just so I have them all. More good. Put this away and keep this here for now. And put that in there so we don't need to wait on stuff. So I have it ready here because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna automate this here if it's possible. It needs to be tried. So first you can put crushed uranium in here, and that gives you uranium-238 and small lump of uranium. So how are we gonna do this? So I remember what's what. We got this. Let's try crushed thorium. Okay, we get thorium-232 and small lump of it. Oh, I guess I'm just processed both. That's fine. And then let's try the crushed lithium. Do we get anything for that? Yes. Lithium-7 and small lump and crushed boron. Okay, and is there actually a... Oh, recipes right there. Cool. Ooh, 35. Wow. Well, these we still need to make, so I'm guessing that this is stuff we can break it back down. Ooh, Hellurium dust breaks into uranium too. That's good to know. In case you process it wrong. Lithium ingot is the same. You get 2 for this. And so on. So there's tons of stuff you need this machine for. And I do want to try real quick if I can automate this. I have the things on me. Let's try one together real quick. Interface on top. That's how I always do it. Import bus and acceleration cards in here. I'm gonna need some cable. That. I guess I don't know. Okay. And now we made to make a pattern. So let's make the perfect. I got crushed uranium right here. And that makes us this here. It makes us 2 of these and 2 of these. Now we can see if we are able to automate this here. So, there. Can you... Oops. Gotta be more patient. I gotta click. Let's just make 20 of these so I can actually see. It sure works. So you can automate this. Very neat, guys. And I'm gonna set up the recipes for the other ones here real quick. Okay, I added the patterns for the other 3. For the boron, the thorium, and also the lithium to this isotope separator. And I also went ahead and taught the ME system more things that we're gonna need here. And that is the uranium, boron-10, lithium-6, and thorium-230. And then out of that, we're making this fuel and also the fuel cells. And these are just these right here. The LEU, the HEU, and which one is the other one? The TBU, I think, right? Yes, this one right here. Those are the only 3 that I was able to look through all of them that we can make here currently. The other ones here, like the LEP-239 fuel cell, requires this fuel right here, which we require plutonium. And plutonium we only seem to get from these small lumps of plutonium. Let me see here real quick. Yes, second. Yeah, hold on one. Yes, right here it is. The plutonium you can only get from the plutonium ore. So it looks like a nether ore, so I'm guessing we could find this in newly generated nether chunks. but not in the overworld. And the other way that I found is that later on from depleted fuel cells here, when some of these deplete, let's see here real quick if I can find the depleted ones right here. I'm just trying to show you guys how I figured all this out. And when we use this in an isotope separator, then we can get small lumps of plutonium. You see this here? The LEU 235. That is what we have right here. So once these are depleted, we could then get the plutonium that way. That's the only way I could figure it out. Unfortunately, there is very little information that you can find online about any of this. So that is how I taught them the ME system here. And now it's time to go and build our first fission reactor. There's two different kinds. There's a fission reactor. Where is that thing here? Oh, well, I have it right here. There's a fission controller for the fission reactor. And next episode, we're gonna get into the fusion reactor. So I hope that I don't get these two words mixed up, fission and fusion, too much. But today we are going to make a fission reactor. And I wanted to show you guys the most basic fission reactor you can make. They come in sizes of 1x1 all the way up to 17x17. And only odd numbers. So 1x1, 3x3, 5x5, 7x7, and so on and so on. And let's just make the first one here. And that is always with a fuel cell compartment. And you only need to surround it on the 6 sides. So this is it right there. And then we need to put a fission controller right here. And when we right click it, we see we have a 1x1x1 reactor. Okay? And the other thing you want to put on these right away is a lever and turn the lever on. This disables it. By default, when we put fuel into this, it's going to just run. Okay? And with a redstone signal, you can turn it off. Now, this right here is going to show us the stored RF, this the fuel, and this right here the heat. And that is one thing I want to mention right away. If these guys heat up all the way, they will explode, no matter what size. And the bigger they get, the bigger the explosion. So I think next episode at the end, we're going to have a little fun with explosions somewhere far away from here. And see what kind of devastation we get from that. So now I have these 3 right here. I made six altogether, 2 of each kind, because I want to try out 1 of each in this reactor in the 1x1. And then we're actually going to build a 3x3x3 and play around with the graphite block and the reactor cooler to get a little better idea about it. So why don't we start with the lowest fuel here and put this in here. So that one of these apparently fills it all the way up. So that is 10 million fuel. I don't know how much that is. And let's turn it on. So this generates 150 RF a tick, which is, compared to this here, very, very little. And it generates 20 heat a tick. So by default, this one here, well, it's not bad. It's definitely more expensive than making that 500 RF, what is this called again? Reaction generator. But, you know, I don't think that anybody would ever make a 1x1x1. But I figured we start with that. So that makes 150 RF a tick with 20 heat a tick. So now let's turn this off again and break this. Because I think that will get rid of the fuel that we had in it. Yes. Because now I want to try the second one, the HEU. L, low, and this one probably means high. Let's put this one in here. Also 10 million fuel. Let's turn it on. Wow, that's a lot more. That is 600 RF a tick, but it also generates 272 heat. So this is going to fill up very quick and going to cause a meltdown and explode. But I just wanted to see for myself what the difference is. So 680 and 272 in this one. Let's try the last one. Because I honestly don't know if this one is better than this one, or I don't know. We'll need to figure that out here. And let's put this guy in here. Also 10 million fuel. Enable it. Oh, wow. Okay. So apparently it goes this way. This TBU fuel only generates 40 RF a tick. But no heat. So I guess if you... 40 RF a tick is... That's half of a dynamo. That is very, very little. But okay, we tried it out. I think it's kind of cute. And I guess now we move on to the bigger one. Let's move this here. Yeah, right back here. So now we make a 3x3. So this is the footprint of the inside. Okay. And now, of course, it's up to us to finish the ring around it. So you never need inside or the corners. But for building purposes, I'm just going to make the corners here for a second. And then I can take them out again. This. So you never need the corners or any of the frame pretty much. The frame is not there. You only need the sides, the 6 sides. Hopefully I made enough of these. And it's got to be a 3x3. You cannot make a 3x5 or 3x10 or whatever you want. The mod does not allow you to do that. Right? So now, of course, before I close this up, I have to put these guys right there. And I actually wanted to try if we can just put 1. If I don't know if I need 3 or not. So now what does it tell you? Casing incomplete. Okay. So apparently we do need... I mean, that makes sense that you need the... What is this? Fuel compartment. 3 of them. 2 and 3. And now we can close this off. And now hopefully it will tell us casing incomplete. I think I know what that is, and that is the reactor upgrade here. You need to put 1 of them. For every time you go up, you need 1. So for the 3x3, you need 1 of these reactor upgrades. If you go 5x5, we need to put 2. But now, of course, it's telling us casing incomplete. I guess now we can try this again. Because I forgot. So now there's only 1 of them. Let's see. No. Fuel rod incomplete. Okay, so you definitely need to go all the way to the top. Now, the other thing I have not tried yet, which I would like to do real quick, is if you can put more of these fuel compartments. So it shows a 3x3. Now let's try to put another one. You know how it is in like big reactor, you can have multiples of these fuel rods in that mod. So it does allow you to put more of these fuel compartments. And I'm guessing that simply allows you to put more fuel in it. But I don't think it will allow us to generate more heat. Wait, did I not put the last one in here earlier? Let's try this again. Okay, so maybe I just broke it because this big. Alright, let's just start with the regular 1 rod in here. And then once we have some numbers, we can put another one in there. So, of course, I want to make sure I put the lever on again and turn it off. And now we start again with the TBU. This was 40 RF a tick in the other one. And let's turn it on. Now it makes us 80 RF a tick and 8 heat. Okay. Which is still, I mean, this is a joke. 80 RF a tick. That is 1 dynamo. That is very little. But we're using apparently the cheapest fuel. Let me just check here real quick. Why is this so much cheaper? This is all out of thorium, which is made out of small lumps. So why is the thorium so much more better than the uranium? Because the thing is, it doesn't seem to be any more rare if you look at this here. You see, I got lithium, thorium, and uranium. I got almost the same amount. So it's not like the uranium is a lot harder to come by than the other one. But that's just how it is. Okay, so we had 80. And let's put the controller again in one of these. And now let's try the LEU. This was... I forgot now how much we had. 150? I think it was 150. Let's see. Let's put this in here and turn it on in a 3x3. We're getting... So it looks like going from the 1x1 to the 3x3 doubles how much power you get for that same fuel. Because we had 150. So this one right here, we had a lot more. I would have to check the video again real quick on how much we had. But, whoops, turn this off. Casing incomplete because I need that. Now let's put the last one in here. This fuel again. Turn it on. 1000. Yeah, we had 700. No. That would have been 620 RF a tick, right? No. 600 and... Boo. Alright, I gotta turn it off because it's gonna heat up too much. So it does look like, anyways, it does look like it doubles it exactly, okay? So now what can we do with this to give this more power? Because honestly, I mean, this is nothing. 1,360 RF a tick. And over there, my fusion reactor makes us 1.2 million RF a tick, right? And well, this is now not as cheap anymore. It's still probably a little cheaper than a big reactor. But what we can do here is start playing with these graphite blocks, okay? And that is every graphite block you put in here, and I'm gonna start on the back wall here, just one. We just had 1,360, so let me close this again and see how much it goes up, right? 1,368, so it went up 8, and the heat also went up, okay? So, only 8 RF a tick for one graphite block. Wow, that's pretty crazy. But let's go ahead and fill this here. Just like that. Let's go with these many right now. That is 9, because I want to start showing you guys the cooling part. So now it's 848 heat a tick. And now we're gonna start putting some coolant in here. And let's do the first one, just one. Whoops. And see how much that cools the reactor. These are actually the ones I like better, because you don't need to have any actual liquids. So, cool, it's showing us negative 32. So now it's down to 816 heat a tick. So now, of course, you kind of want to get this down to as far as you can. So let's fill this all the way and see if we can get it to be a stable reactor that I can leave on forever and don't need to worry about it overheating. So now we are down to negative 480, so this is still not going to be enough. So we still have 368 heat. That is pretty crazy. So let's go with the 3 more here and see if that is going to be enough. 176. Wow, okay. So, and then I'm guessing it's because of this, the fuel type I'm using, right? But I mean, I personally would only use the higher fuel type because I'm getting a lot more RF. And I'm building a reactor, so I want to make sure that I get the most possible power out of this thing. Negative 16. Okay, so now I wonder if I can take one out again. Just out. I'm not going to put an actual graphite block in it to not add any more heat. Now I'm getting plus 16. Okay, so we need to put that one extra cooling block in here, just like that. And that means we have just 3 graphite blocks, right? Yes. So that is all we can go up in actual power. So that's 8, 16, 24 extra RF, it looks like, which is nothing. So that is what we're getting here now. We're getting, it's full. So let me get a capacitor bank out so you can start getting some. Oh, it looks like the maximum. Wow, it can only accept 5,000 because this is a small capacitor and that's how much it can get. So now it's producing again. So this is now making us 1,384 RF a tick, which is a decent number. That isn't bad at all. That's already like a small big reactor, like a 1 rod 5x5, 7x7, I'd say. About the same, a little bit bigger actually. So this is not bad here. Now, of course, we are going to take it to the limit. And that means I need to build a 17x17x17 reactor now. That's the biggest size. And that one we're going to stuff full with graphite blocks and also reactor coolant as much as we can. To see how high we can get this. It's going to take me a lot of stuff to craft now. And I also don't have 17x17. Let me see here real quick. That's a big boy right there, 17x17. It took me a long time to craft these and also put together. Builder's one was nice to have. And that's what it looks like in the inside. I put one of these rods in the middle. And in case you're wondering about the numbers, this is 1,734 reactor casings. I have a few left over. I winged it pretty close. But before we start messing with this one, I wanted to show you guys this. I put the energy trash can right here, so this thing just kept going. It ran a long time, and it now depleted the fuel, and we got one of these depleted HEU 235, which I can put into an isotope separator, and then I get 20 small lumps of plutonium and small lumps of uranium, and I still have to figure out what that is for. Or, oh, oxygen and depleted makes us depleted oxide. What would that be used for? The same thing, I get also this. Interesting, I'm not sure. So this is the only way we can make plutonium if we don't go to the nether. I think between this and next episode, I'm gonna go with the digital miner to the nether and see if I can find any of this plutonium ore here. Just to see, you know, what these fuel rods are, if they're any better. I definitely want to test that for you guys. And there's one more test I want to do now that I kind of wanted to see. Actually, we're gonna leave the coolant ones, so we're gonna take out these few graphites here because that's only 24 extra RF, so nobody cares. And I want to put in, oh, I left it in the ME, I think. I want to put in 3 more of these just to see what the difference is. Because if it lets us put more of these, there's got to be some kind of a difference. I guess that's what I'm trying to find out. So I made 2 more of these. So let's put 1 in here, and it shows full fuel. And what if I put the second one? It doesn't use it, so it still holds the same fuel. But if we turn this on now, it makes the same amount of RF. And I'm gonna just let this run with this one too, so I get 2 more of these depleted ones. It doesn't matter. No heat, so that's good. So I don't know. I cannot see any use of putting more than 1 of these rods in here, you know, because I wanted to know before we start with this if more rods will generate more power, but it's the exact same power output then with just 1. So I don't see any reason to put more than 1. And I guess now the first thing I want to do is, without putting anything else, I want to put in one of, let's put the smallest one again. So I took this little one out, the 1x1, because I'm never going to use this, especially because it's going to, I cannot burn these up here because it's going to generate too much heat and then explode. So this one generated, for this one here, 80 RF. This one was 300, and then there was one 1360. So let's try out what this guy is going to do for us here. Let's put this in and turn it on. And now this one makes 360. Okay, so it goes up linear. You know, for every ring, you just keep getting 40, I mean. So that makes sense that we're getting this here. And it still generates 36 heat. Okay, so let's get rid of this. And put this back, and I forgot to show you, this now takes 8 upgrades, by the way, to get to a 17x17. Now let's put the LEU in here. This generates now 1350 and 252 heat, so gotta be careful with that. And let's go with the HEU. I would probably always use the HEU personally because, well, I want to get the most power possible. There we go. And let's turn this on. Oh, wow. 6,120, but look at the heat. Off. So I guess now the first thing I want to do is use these Rector Coolants until we get this heat down. Now, again, I want to just turn it on for 1 second. I forgot to... So 2520. Okay, so that's 2520. 2520, remember that? And now it's 2488. So that brought it down 32? Okay. 32, so 2520. I got my calculator open by 32. I'm gonna need 79 of these, and I've got wow, look at that, 78. 1 is in there. I did not calculate this, guys, beforehand. Maybe I just got lucky. So I figured we're just gonna, you know, fill this up back here. Let's start from back here and fill all these in real quick, and then see if we can get it to actually not generate any heat, because that is kind of important to me to make sure it doesn't blow up, because I have seen the devastation this does in a different video and I don't want to risk it. 2 more. Okay, so we put 1 here and 1 there. Now let's see if my math was right. And when I turn this on, we should have no heat generation. Perfect. -8. That's exactly. So now we're generating. What? Oh, because it's full. Oh. Ah, that's funny. Let me get a capacitor. Oh no, I have them on me. My bad. Let's get these 2 puppies here. We're gonna set them up right there. And do it like this. So now it looks like it was still using fuel, even though it was full with power. So these guys are not smart, meaning... This is interesting. Why does it show 0 heat now? But when I take these off and turn it on, I don't know what that means. Wow, look how fast this filled. Huh. I'm not sure why it shows 0 heat now, and before it showed negative whatever it was, 8 or something. But that is cool. We're generating 6,120 RF a tick. Now, it's gonna be really hard because I guess I'm gonna keep this back wall. Actually, sorry guys, I'm gonna change this over real quick. I added, altogether now we have 238 of these reactor coolers and 238 graphite blocks. So I made it 1-to-1. It's too thick here, by the way. And I wanted to just first check if I can kind of see. I'm using my portable hole to get in and out now. I don't know why I didn't do that right away. And I wanted to see what happens here with the heat. We should be okay. Let's turn this on and check. Boom. No! No! No, no, no. Oh, we're done. We're done. Oh my god, guys. Yeah. I mean, you guys saw. I actually have to watch the video of how much heat we have generated there. And I'm gonna overlay it in an annotation here in a second. But yeah, this is the destruction that we had. It's kind of cool because the Tesseract seems to be like indestructible, so maybe... Wow, look at all this stuff here. Oh, wow. Well, I'm gonna have to check how far ago the last backup was and restore this, guys. But, I think that will be it for today. Oh, wow, that is a big bang. Well, the obsidian certainly helped. The obsidian did not get destroyed. You guys see that? So I think that when I restore the backup, that I'm gonna build an obsidian case around the reactor completely. The double compressed sand doesn't seem to do anything. Well, I shouldn't say anything because the destruction this way is certainly less than this way, but the reactor was right here, so this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. Well, guys, let this be a lesson. Make sure you don't add too much stuff at once. Test it first, one by one. Man, it's a dangerous mod. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and next episode we're gonna continue. I'm gonna, you know, have this ready again, and then we are gonna take it a little slower to find out how much we can actually produce with a fission reactor. And then we'll get into the fusion reactor and also a few other machines that are coming with nuclear craft. For example, where is it here? The electrolyzer we're gonna need. I don't know, the helium collector and all that stuff here. I need to do more studying. It took quite a while to figure out everything I done today, but hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.